Hi there, folks. John Locke, a philosopher, once said, people are like chameleons. They take on the hue and the color of the moral character of those around them. This is actually supported through neuroscience. We have mirror neurons peppered throughout the brain. It's shown that when we are in the company of other people, it's like a Wi-Fi. We actually affect each other's behavior. In psychology, they talk about contagion. When we're in a room, the most dominant or expressive person will affect the emotions of other people, and this is scientifically validated. Now, why is this so important? Well, for me, it's when I start paying attention or having awareness as to whom I'm with, because that will affect my character. I will take on the habits and patterns if I'm not aware of those around me. And are those habits and patterns conducive to my emotional growth, my spiritual growth, my financial growth, my growth in whatever capacity I choose to work with? Now, this may sound very judgmental, and it can be hijacked by the ego. What the ego can do is use this process of when we start choosing our tribe that we wish to be with, it can turn into a judgment concept where we start naming, shaming, and blaming the tribe that we used to be with and that we want to move away from as almost a justification of why we're moving on. And that is an ego concept. That is when the ego has hijacked the process. And what I find discernment is about, it's when we start choosing, but we have a dose of compassion. In other words, the tribe that we no longer want to hang around with, what we do is we actually realize they've got their own journey, and we simply let them be. And as we move on, we move towards our new tribe, we have a sense of kindness about it. And I have made that mistake where the judgment value can kick in, and I notice it, and then I just simply let it be. I don't use it as a form of attack. So as you start becoming more discerning in terms of choosing the tribe that raises your vibe, there's a couple of things that I'd like to just share around this. And that is, first, it requires a lot of courage. Firstly, what can happen is a lot of our friendships, a lot of our tribe, we could be going there because that is a subconscious choice that we go to. We want to go back to our old comfort zones of what we've always known, even if it is recreating the same dramas of the past. Freud called it repetitive compulsion, where we kind of feel the comfort in recreating the same drama again and again because that's all we knew. Now, as you do this, the courage to break this habit and pattern means that you might have to spend more time alone, because at the end of the day you start realizing that you'd rather just be alone than with people that drop your vibe or take away that energy required for you to build or create whatever you want to create. And as you do so, you'll start noticing FOMO, the fear of missing out, might sort of draw you back out again. And I saw this wonderful term, it's called JOMO, joy of missing out. So I think part of the awareness is to start experiencing the joy of missing out, the joy of spending a lot more time alone. And as you do this, you start preparing yourself for the tribe that you wish to have in your life, and they will appear, because as you start letting go of the unconscious choices and start working with the more conscious choices, I feel that the environment responds, or the universe responds, and before you know it, they're appearing on your doorstep. So I'd like to share one or two really important questions around your tribe, because it's up to you to choose your tribe, not for me to tell you whom you should be with. But some of these questions I ask myself is, first of all, my tribe, do they reflect the character, the beingness that I wish to become? Not that I want to become them, but do they inspire me to become more of what I intend to become? I spoke about this at the beginning of the year, where I said, I set the intention of beingness. Do they enhance my beingness? And this comes throughout the way we communicate. What are we talking about? Is it more negative? Is it complaining? Is it gossip? Or is it meaningful stuff, big life questions? Is it humor that's not at the expense of other people, where we can laugh at ourselves? Is it around our own authentic selves, where I don't have to wear masks with them? Can I drop the masks and show myself without feeling judged by them, or feeling like I have to be somebody to be accepted by them? Do I feel like I'm not being controlled by them, where I can let them, where they can let me be myself, where I don't have to please them all the time, where I can say no when it counts? These are very important questions for me. And there's many more questions you can ask yourself. But as you ask these questions, I suppose, you also have to ask yourself, am I that person for my tribe around me? And that we will discuss in the next vlog, which is your vibe and how it affects your tribe. So yeah, folks, until we chat again, take care and stay aware.